What's up? It's the Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. How's everybody doing? I'm trying to be a little closer to my mic because not that it's bad, but I have kind of noticed that I don't know. I just need to get like a headset so I can just talk quietly like this, and maybe it sounds good. I don't know, but I move around so much I can't do it. Anyway, what's up? How's everybody doing? It's been a day. One single day. I think I recorded yesterday. How's everybody doing? Man, I don't want. I really don't want to talk about, it, but it's like hard not to. I'm gonna try and talk about it, the fires, but talk about it differently. But first, I'm 46 years old, and I am. My memory is just. I'm getting very, very forgetful. Is anybody else having that problem? I don't know. I was involved in a massive IED explosion that was so close to me. I'm surprised. I don't know. I was very lucky. But sometimes I kind of wonder if it rattled my brain to the point of where I forget things, man. I'm forgetful about a lot of stuff, but it's like lately though, it's like I've been so for my dogs, right? I cook them a little bit of rice. I get some of their dog food, and then I'll make like a soup. I'll get some like leftover meat, some sort of whatever, and I'll boil it and let it become, like a soup. And they can each have like some meat or bones or whatever mixed with the rice and the dog food, and the dogs seem to like it, right? So every day I make a little bit of rice, and then I'll make some sort of like soup thing for them. And lately I've been forgetting to turn it off. So I just did it today, and today was like the worst because we were gone for a while. Came back, everything is fine. I don't think there's the pot looks nasty, but I think it's fine. But the food is just complete. Looks like black lava rock. But if we would have been gone much longer, man, who knows? So gosh, yeah, I don't know. It is. And I'm like upset. I mean, nothing burned down or anything. But I'm upset that the food was like a waste of food for the dogs. But I'm just more upset at myself just that I forget this stuff. And it's kind of, I don't know. I used to talk with my mom about it, and she would kind of talk about some of the stuff that she forgets. And so like I'll tell her like what I just talked about, like maybe I'd bring that up, and she'd be like, "Oh, I know, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, but mom, you're over 20 years older than I am." I mean, isn't it kind of somewhat understandable at your age? For me, isn't it a little early? I don't know. They say you got to work on game puzzles or whatever, this and that, but that's why it's not like I do things and use my brain and everything, but I don't know, man. I just the forgetfulness. Like my wife's birthday. I mean, I didn't completely forget. Like I was kind of tracking it. I was like, okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. I got 2 days or 3 days or whatever. But then those 2 or 3 days just went by and I just forgot. And then it was like the day of. And I'm like, oh crap, it's today? I was thinking it was the next tomorrow. So it's just like, man. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, so what's up? So the fires, right? Am I right? Actually, the liberals, man, dude, they just why, okay, I was just in town to the biggest nearest city. My wife had to do some stuff, and I went with her, and we went to a pizza place, pretty good pizza, and my wife had ordered, but the lady had missed what for mine or whatever, so she had to go up and order again or whatever. So we were waiting, and anyway, it's fine, it's just misunderstanding or whatever. But the woman working there can't just be like, oh man, I'm sorry, I thought you said blah, blah. They're just like, well, you said this or you whatever, you this. They always have an excuse. They can never admit that, oh crap, I messed up. My bad. Here, like they can never do that. I don't know if it's the culture or if it's kind of just the customer service bit, because I've complained about the customer service here in the Philippines, and it's horrible. And I don't know if it's because in a lot of places, if somebody messes up, that person has to pay for it. And, that happens in the States too, but it's not, it kind of depends. But I mean, is she afraid like if she admits it, then it's not like we're asking for a free pizza or something. It was just like, all you gotta do is be like, oh man, my bad, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Like maybe they can't admit that they messed up because then they might have to offer some sort of like incentive or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it happens all the time and they cannot admit it. And it's like it just makes me think of the libs and the Democrats in California and everything and just on the news, just making up all these excuses and they can't just admit that, dude, they messed up. Gavin Newsom messed up. The mayor messed up, and Gavin Newsom's like, "Oh, we got this and that," and it's like, okay, well then why weren't the hydrants working? Why is there a reservoir that's empty? Why did the people sign or vote for something trillion or maybe not trillion $billion whatever to build reservoirs like 10 years ago and nothing's happened of it? Those are things that are on him. You know what I'm saying? And then the mayor, it's the same thing. The mayor is more like the DEI stuff, all the stupid DEI hires and all the regulations for the DEI is what hurt, the fire department. Because I mean, and then like even Newsom's got a little problem with that. I think the firefighters that didn't want to take the COVID shot and they quit or whatever, they left, went to another state or who knows. So they lost a bunch of firefighters that way. And then when it comes time to hiring some, all they're trying to do is hire the brown and gay. You know what I mean? So like, or women. So yes, they are to blame. They're not to blame for the fires, I don't think. You know what I mean? But they're on how things were handled. Yes, they are to blame. And it's just the libs and the Democrats. They just don't understand that. And you notice I say possibly not to blame. Like, look at here. Okay, so this is what I kind of wanted to bring up. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do enjoy a good one, right? And as time goes on, and as however, everybody gets into the rabbit hole eventually. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people, something pulls them in, some sort of whatever. Some sort of crazy cover-up story that pulls you in, and then you're like, oh, you learn all these things. But then when things happen, you notice those things, So you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is this? I've talked about this before. So many little things just don't add up. So it's like, I honestly think, now this isn't based off of anybody. I'm sure I'm not the first person to come up with this or to even say this. But I think there was a coup for America. Because think about it, man. So we had, and it was starting when Hillary was gonna win, which everybody thought they would. I think it was supposed to start there, and then all this crap that Biden did, Hillary was supposed to do. But they were already kind of starting to get things going, through pop culture, through all these different little laws and all this stuff, just all in the background. But then Trump kind of messed it up, and then they stole the election from Trump because where'd all those votes go? So many votes. 2020, and then they just didn't want to vote this time? Okay. But it was Hitler was running. Nobody wanted to vote. Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could, like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. All right. And then, and now it's like, you have just all the kind of crazy stuff. Like, yes, hurricanes happen, fires happen, all that kind of stuff. But then you have this kind of insane fire go on in Maui, and the fire hydrants don't work, and just, it's kind of crazy. And then now California and the fire hydrants don't work. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just too much weird shit to not question it. So I think it is part of like a land grab, a type of land grab. For what? I don't know. But they're doing it in Maui. They didn't help the people of Maui for shit, so that people would just sell their land and leave. Right? They're not going to deal with the crap. They're, same thing with North Carolina. People are living in tents. They're living in tents. They get $750. Maui, you get $750. California, you can have all the money you want. It's like, the thing is, it is such a hassle to get permits and go through all the red tape and all the government bureaucracy crap to have anything built, that people are just going to end up selling their crap anyway. They're going to be like, you know what, screw this. I'm done. Here, I'm selling this. I'm going to move up north. I'm going to go to New York or whatever. You know what I mean? Because why let California just, here, we're going to pay for everything. But yet Hawaii, Maui, is just forgotten. Just, get out of here. The redheaded stepchild, right? Like, what happened to Maui? Do you guys remember Maui? Some people do. Most people don't. And then in North Carolina, man, it was like nobody reported. The news was nowhere. The news was nowhere. But then the news is everywhere, all crazy all over California, It's like, first I was thinking, well, it's, they don't want to lose California and voting and this and that. But it's just, I just kind of think we dodged a huge coup. That's still, they're trying to do. They're still trying to go forward with it. And Trump's going to have to nip that in the butt. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to do so much and ruin everything. I mean, they couldn't, it's just, I don't know, it's just so, just everything is so crazy. And you don't hear about North Carolina, right? What do you hear about North Carolina? Except for a few YouTube channels or some TikToks, maybe. That's it. Nothing about Maui. Nothing. People just, but then, California one, here, an active shooter. If it's a straight white male, oh man, nothing but that on the news, right? Bunch of people die. Some white dude shot a bunch of people. Oh, the Republicans are stupid. They suck. We should have gun control. Well, shouldn't they just worry about helping those people? Right? Instead of attacking politically. Oh, wait, no, that only matters when it's the Republicans. Because when you say that stuff to the idiots in charge of California right now, oh, this is such a disgrace. Let's just worry about the people. Don't have homes. People are dying. We gotta take care of them. It's like, yeah, you should have taken care of them. Why didn't you? It's so retarded. Every day, man. Every day. I constantly, not constantly, but I pray to not let these things bother me, not let it, but it's just like every day, just the Democrats, and they just look worse and worse and more evil. You know what I mean? I mean, all politicians, really. But man, right now, the Democrats, If Gavin Newsom still has a job when this is done, I'm gonna leave America. But dude, it's insane, you know? All the stuff that goes on. All the hypocrisy and the double standard from the media, you know, and it's just like it's all propaganda, you know. And then it's just gonna get worse too with like, at least I think with like the chat GPT whatever the fuck it's called. You know, I think I say the F word at least once in every podcast. I try not to. Um, but the chat GPT, right? So here's my theory on that one. God, my family is like, 1 second. Hold on. Um, but so people, you put a little information, you ask some questions between, you know, these years and this year and this and that, you know, how, whatever. You ask it some questions and it'll kind of lay out a bunch of information for you, right? And right now seems to be pretty accurate for the most part, right? I haven't messed with it. Just stuff I've seen, right? So I'm thinking chat GPT is going to be used more and more for the next, 10 years. And everybody's going to trust it so much. They'll be able to ask it anything. It's going to give out all these facts. And then suddenly people are going to have control of it and they're going to be able to influence the information and all that, they're going to take certain words or certain whatever. And so when people ask it questions, it's going to spit out lies. So like 10 years from now, there's going to be another one. There's going to be another. It's going to be just some horse shit. There's going to be all kinds of control and censorship on the internet. You can't use this internet, this and that. And, we'll look at ChatGPT. If you ask a question, it gives you, it's going to be lying out its ass. People are going to be like, dude, that's not what happened. Oh, well, ChatGPT said it. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same crap. Because that's one of the only things that really saved us was social media. I mean, as evil and messed up as social media is, it was almost a savior. You know what I mean? That includes like podcasts and stuff like that, but just information getting out, so much information and so much actual news that was not covered on mainstream media. The only way to get it was on, the social media and stuff. Now there's some local news, like even the big fire. Remember the fire in Palestine, wherever, Ohio, or whatever it was? See, I don't remember now. But like, there was no information, nothing on that. It's like people that were there recording and posting it. And that's why I was like, okay, that thing is from China, so the government has no control over that. Because if you looked at, I know I've talked about it before, but Instagram, who was under, is Meta or whatever, Facebook, supposedly it's going to not do that anymore, not censor and everything. But you could there was like a bunch of rioting and all kinds of stuff in Paris, 2 years ago or something like that? And so if you got on Instagram and just like searched, Paris, France, it would just show people posing in front of the Eiffel Tower and eating croissants and all this stupid shit, right? But then when you got on TikTok and you search the exact same thing, you see all these battles and rioting and fights and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I don't like the idea of like China doing TikTok or running it, or you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I don't like it either. But there was a lot of information that I got from TikTok that it was hard to find anywhere else. You know what I mean? I mean, you could if you dug for it. That's when I first started getting on, I got on TikTok for, I don't know, just to try it or whatever. And I was expecting just a bunch of stupid people dancing, which it was. But then I start seeing, I'm like, whoa, what's this? And you see something and you're like, huh. And then you kind of look at more. And then you see other people doing it. And it's just normal people actually straight up live streaming, recording. It's not fake. All this news and stuff. And then you go to look up mainstream and they ain't saying nothing. How come they're not saying anything about it? It's just, I mean, you could find it, but you had to dig, man. I think it's going to come to a point where we're not going to be able to fight back, man. That's why, these people that were scared, that we used to be afraid of, everything that I'm talking about right now, individuals thought of 30, 40 years ago. More than that, really. I mean, 1945, when did that book come out? And it's just, we're able to fight it now, but I think it's going to come to a point where, them getting rid of cash. So, everybody has to have a card. Then pretty soon they're going to be like, okay, we're getting rid of cards because plastic is bad for the environment. So what you have to do is you get the chip in your hand, so then you just put your hand to pay for your stuff. Hey, how great is that, right? Yeah. So they can track you, control what you buy. Oh, this person watches a lot of, and then it's going to be like the only way to get any kind of actual information is going to be like pirate, podcast stuff where you have to. And then if you're caught listening to it, you get executed and stuff like that. That's what's going to happen, man. It's happening. It's going to happen. It is. Maybe, I mean, a lot of things are going to be changed with Trump. But then after Trump, it's going to be like, okay, what's going to happen? So we might have 8 to 12 years. But I'm thinking Trump, he won. With all this crap that's going on in Washington, California, there's no way a Democrat's going to win. Maybe 8 years from now, but definitely not 4. So then J.D. Vance will become president, I'm willing to bet. And then possibly he'll only be 1 term. But I'm thinking after his 2nd term, then they might get a Democrat in, and then they're going to try and do it all over again. They're going to try and we're going to go through Obama and everything all over again. It's a vicious cycle of good versus evil, dude. God versus Satan. That's what it is. When you boil it down to the nitty gritty, it's God versus Satan. Jesus versus Satan. That's what it is. It's crazy. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to share some thoughts. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. God bless, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.